Hello, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I have been wanting to find a moment to really tune into this new series of offerings that have been born through me, been brewing the last couple of years, and just this year, finally the space and the clarity and the time felt right to bring them. And I first want to speak to you today about the Shamanic Breathwork journey. Feel so much gratitude and so much anticipation and so much like, yes, finally. When I think of these 5 days and the opportunity that has been created for me to create a space for those that want to join to really journey deep with this medicine of breathwork, which actually this year is the 10th anniversary that I started facilitating, that I started sharing this, that I trained with Star, the creator of Shamanic Breathwork. And in those 10 years, I have taken dozens of people, many different parts of the world, on so many journeys. And every time, for some people, like happened for me, something really magic happens, something really different gets touched, something really unique opens up, some awareness, some sensation, something is released, something returns back home. And for those of us with strong minds, which I certainly had, I still have, but I had a very, very strong mind in those days. Somehow the magic of the breath getting underneath my mind and my ego and taking me deeper into my own subconscious, to my own shaman, to deep into my parasympathetic nervous system, allowed real change, real release, real healing of some core pieces from very, very early in my life. Things that I convinced myself that I was okay with, that my adult rational mind had told myself that I understood, early childhood experiences which I had rationalized. And I never really fully allowed myself to feel the deep pain of that child, of that little girl who was confused and lost and trying to understand what was happening around her, and learning pretty bloody fast how to cope, how to be okay, how to hold everything together. And in some ways, ironically, for some fleeting moments, how to almost be the one who is supporting some of the adults in some of those moments. And how could I allow myself to acknowledge and feel the fear and the anger and the trust and the pain without, blaming or betraying or feeling and sounding ungrateful to my parents, who were doing the best they could in those times and who were having their own struggles. And when I think back now, I think, wow, they were like, 30 years old. They'd only been married for 5 years and they were very young and inexperienced in love. But it was really important for me, for my body, for my nervous system, for my heart, for like that younger part of me to finally be able to say, that it hurt, that I was angry, that I was disappointed, that I was affected by that I was challenged, that there was a cost for me. And to say that without feeling like I was blaming or making anyone. And it wasn't even to say it in words, it was to feel it, it was to sound it, it was to scream it, it was to shake it, it was to just feel the emotion. And my journey continued to deepen with each breathwork journey, particularly with this shamanic breathwork process, where after the breathwork journey, there's a art mandala process, and I've never considered myself really that artistic person, but there's something so freeing and so therapeutic and so soothing about coming out of a breathwork session and just letting my hand draw shapes, colors, letting it pour out without thinking. Like another layer of expression, of message, of release. And in looking at those art mandalas after, and I still have them like in my cupboard here, all the ones I've ever drawn, I would look at this mandala and I would see myself. I would see things about my feelings. I would see shapes about things that were in my deep subconscious at times. I would see the contrast, the paradox. And sometimes I'd see that I'd drawn an aspect of myself. And then in the processing part, in the after processing part, where you get to share and talk, if you want to, with others around what your experience was, there can be more revelations and there can be more integration of that journey, of those awarenesses, as you speak them out, as you're witnessed. Perhaps as someone who is suitable to support you and it asks you questions, perhaps there's more that's revealed. So those are the 3 stages of a full shamanic breathwork experience, which often when I'm offering shamanic breathwork in festivals or as part of other trainings, there is not the time or the space to actually do these full 3 parts, the journey, the art process, the processing. And given that we're going to be there for 5 days and we're diving down, opening and trusting more, I really feel that for those who know that it's right for them, that this could be a great opportunity to really go deeper and deeper and meet and let go and reclaim parts of yourself. And it's not about trying to figure out how screwed up you are, or trying to figure out all the things that are wrong with you, or trying to figure out what you've got to fix, or wallowing in the past. It's like trusting the wisdom of your body and your soul beneath your ego, when it has space to shake, breathe, sound, vibrate, cry, laugh, snot, everything out that it wants to let go of, and to trust in that space that's created, that grace opens up. And it's some of the parts or aspects of yourself that you have become disconnected from, or that you have lost come back, return to you. Or perhaps they're inside and they just open. And sometimes all this can happen with completely below the level of your awareness. And other times there is insight. But either way, those shifts have happened. Those things have been alchemized. The breath really is the original plant medicine, the original medicine of the plants that share with us. And the breath is the one constant in our lives. And so often we are unaware as to how we're using it and what we're doing with it. And we're not maximizing, optimizing, utilizing all its gifts. And breathwork journeying is one of them. There are many other ways to work with the breath, to activate yourself, to downregulate yourself. But breathwork journeying is a unique piece, particularly when we combine it with shamanic intention, energy, chakra-attuned music. And during these 5 days, we'll be taking a number of key breathwork journeys. And in between that time, we will be preparing ourselves, our energy systems, our bodies, our emotional bodies, our physical bodies, to be able to step into those journeys in the best attunement, with the best possibility of receiving the maximum that is there for us, and trusting that we will get what we're ready for, which may be not everything that we want, or it may be more than we want. But actually the deeper wisdom of the body in breath work, unlike in some other medicine journeys where once you take the medicine, you're on the journey, and the breath, you are the one that decides, and therefore the awareness and the body will let you have what you're ready for in that moment. So that was a much longer message than I originally intended to record today, but I am trusting that's what wanted to be shared. And thank you for those who've listened. And I really look forward to seeing those who are with us for the Shamanic Breathwork journey.